Guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lou. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lou will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lou.
Good morning and welcome back, my friends, to Breakthrough with Coach Lou. What a beautiful day. No matter what it is, any day that you wake up is a beautiful day. You appreciate it. You know, what can you appreciate today? And some people wake up and go, there's nothing to appreciate. You woke up. That's a simple start, right? So what do you appreciate today? Put it in the chats. Let me know, what do you really appreciate from the bottom of your heart? Do you appreciate the fact that we live in a free country? Do you appreciate the fact you have a great spouse if you have one? Do you appreciate the fact you're single if you don't have a spouse? I mean, you think about these things. What do you appreciate? Well, where I want to talk about appreciation is in relation to this past few weeks that we've been talking about taking an idea to an outcome and where appreciation plays into that. Okay, so previously we talked about, our journey of where do you get an idea to go from an idea to an outcome. How do we do this? We have walked through the steps, okay? First thing was generating the idea, coming up with the idea. Nothing happens until you birth an idea. Until you have the idea for it, you can't do it. If you have a goal, but you don't know what it is, how are you going to ever get there? So you got to create it, but then we realize you got to go beyond the creating and manifestation. You don't just sit there and go, I want $1 million and it's going to drop into your lap. That's not the way it works. Okay, so then we talked about creating your map and your GPS. Your massive action plan or your guidance proven system. Very much the same concept. It's how you're going to get from point A to point Z. A lot of people go, I go point A to point B. Well, that's a pretty darn short journey in life. Folks, I want you to go point A to point Z. I want you to go from where you don't think you can do it, you've got nothing, to having it all. That's A to Z, baby. Okay? So we created this map, massive action plan, GPS guidance proven system. What was the difference? The map is more self-created and self-guided, where the GPS is like a course, a program, a coaching, mentoring, where somebody's already designed the steps for you and works you through them. Same idea. Get you from point A to point Z, okay? But a little different process. Then we talked about taking massive action. Remember the show Accelerate Go? Push that accelerator. You can get right up to that line and you can be ready to go. And if you don't actually go and take the action, doesn't matter what kind of map you have, what kind of GPS, what kind of grandiose idea you had, if you don't take action, you're not going. And then, we talked about measuring along the way. Okay, here's point A, here's point Z. If you're listening and not watching, I have one hand on one side of me, one hand on the other, and you're going from point A to point Z. But you got to know at what point you're going to be between there. If that's an annual goal, you have 12 segments in there of 12 months or 52 weeks that you're monitoring your 365 days. Now, the more you monitor, the more you measure, the more metrics you have, the better off you are. If you just measure it once a year, you're probably going to miss your outcome or your goal. If you measure it monthly, that's pretty darn good. If you measure weekly, that's awesome. If you measure daily, that's for the elite out there. You're going to have an advantage. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so let's talk about this. What is the importance of appreciation? Well, maybe when you were a kid, did your parents ever tell you, you better appreciate being young while you have it, or you better appreciate that, or you're gonna lose it? Okay, if you don't appreciate it, you lose it. Have you ever had that happen? Have you ever experienced a loss due to the lack of appreciation? Think about this. Many marriages could do this. I didn't know how good I had it. How many divorced people have you talked to? I didn't know how good I had it. Or somebody lost a job and they got a little too cocky, or they weren't working as well and they lost their job and they're like, oh my God, I didn't know how good I had it now that I'm back in the job market. Or I didn't know how good I had it now that I'm back in the dating market. Think about this stuff. Appreciate it or lose it. And then you got to realize the value of appreciation, what it gives you. When you have something, if you appreciate it, that's the emotion. The something is generally a item, okay, or a relationship or whatever, but it's still a thing, okay. The appreciation is the feeling it gives you. Wow, pretty cool, right? So think of the difference between just hitting an outcome or a goal and feeling, is that all there is? Have you ever done that? Remember that old song, is that all there is? It was about, I guess, a little girl who was singing. As she got older, she went to the circus and it was beautiful, but is that all there is? Her house burned down and it was tragic, but is that all there is? It was just stuff. And this whole song is about, is that all there is? Well, that's a lack of fulfillment. If there's a song, look it up. Look up the song, is that all there is? Because that will be the anthem, theme song for reaching goals, reaching for outcomes without fulfillment. Okay? Fulfillment is really your ultimate goal. Okay, think about this. I want $1 million. What's that going to give you? You want 1 million little pieces of paper with little green guys on it? Well, no. You could draw that or something. I want to have freedom. Well, that's a feeling. Okay, I want to feel. I don't want to be stressed. That's a feeling. Okay, so fulfillment is the real outcome that is served by maybe the goal, which is the thing. Maybe the thing is the goal. The outcome is the feeling, the fulfillment. What if you looked at it like that? Would that get you out of bed in the morning a little faster when you got to get up and do this stuff and get up earlier and go? Okay. See, it is so important to appreciate the outcome that you get. If you get it and there's no appreciation, what is that like? Tony Robbins tells a story, and I think he told it in our leadership deal. And it was about, he was on stage and really serving and having this beautiful event, and it was great. And along comes somebody and says, your company just went public. You just made $40 million or something. And he was like, wow, that's awesome. Okay, I got to get back out there. Got my crowd's waiting. And so the difference there was, wow, we achieved this goal, as opposed to the fulfillment of getting out there on stage and serving your audience. Okay, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be driven by financial goals, thing goals, etc., but you should be ultimately driven by what those thing goals give you, as in fulfillment and appreciation. Make sense? When you incorporate that, you will double time, triple time, do 10x to get there when you know the why and the how you're doing this. Okay, so incorporate it. Bring appreciation for fulfillment into your goal setting. Understand how why plays in there. Why are you going for this goal? Okay? Would you like the tools to actually pull this out of you? It's simple. There's 5 questions to ask. Okay? Number 1, ask yourself each and every day, and even at the beginning of a journey or beginning of setting a goal or an outcome, what am I already grateful for? Well, hell, I'm grateful I got the mental capability to desire this. Okay? Isn't that awesome? And number 2, what am I going to learn along the way? What have I learned so far that brought me to this point? And when I go to that point, what is that going to do? What is that going to do for my knowledge? How am I going to learn and grow? And then you got to ask that number 3 question. Who am I doing this for? And you're like, well, obviously I'm doing it for me. we'll all do more for somebody we love and care about than we will ourselves. Who are you really doing it for? Well, the better I get, I'll have more time with my kids. I'll be a better role model. I'll be a better coach. I'll be a better dad. I'll be a better spouse. I'll be a better employee. I'll be a better employer. Oh, so you really are doing something for somebody else. When you do that, that amplifies. Think about it. I want to make $1 million. Okay, great. That would be amazing. Okay. If you're making already over millions and you're going, that's nothing, whatever, quantify it, make it $1 billion. What if you were told your child's going to die in a year if you don't make $1 million this year? Would you not assuredly make $1 million come hell or high water? Would you not? But if you just kind of wanted it for you to have, a little financial security, you see the difference in the why driver there. And I use a very extreme example. That's extreme. But there's a reason it's extreme. So you understand the power of this why. I want to make $1 million to have a better lifestyle. I want to make $1 million to save my child's life. Whole different demeanor, whole different feel in there, right? So ask yourself, who am I doing this for? Remember, what? One, what was I already grateful for? 2, what will I learn along the way and grow with? Number 3, who am I doing this for? Number 4, how will I feel when this is done? God, please, willing, and my prayer for you people is that you don't get there and go, is that all there is? I want you to feel like, wow, what a journey. Oh my God, I can't believe. Number 5, who will you become as a person? Who have you become through this journey? When you get that outcome, when you've had the pushback throughout, when you've had to grow, you've had to use the 5-second rule to shove your butt out of bed in the morning, the 5-second rule to either speak or not. In some cases, don't speak. There's sometimes you need to take 5 seconds to think of how you're going to deliver something in certain situations, because that could go against you, or take that 5 seconds to know, okay, somebody just asked a question. I have the answer in this meeting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, my hand's up. Yes, I got the answer. Or somebody's coming at you a little bit and you're ready to just go, and you go, that's my boss. If I go, he's going to go out. And if you go, yes, sir, I see where you're coming from there. Could I give you a thought on how I feel about that? Or, taking that 5 seconds, that stuff's magical. I hope by now you have Mel Robbins' book, The 5-Second Rule. God knows I've recommended it to you about 52 times. So make sure I'll put a link below. Make sure you order that book. It's amazing. Okay. And you may or may not every single sentence. Don't hang on every single sentence, every single word of any book or any training. Not even me. Take the best of what serves you from my trainings, from Mel, from Tony, and everybody else, and put it to work. Okay, so what do we conclude today? What is really our end result of today's show? The power of appreciation is so great that it will literally make the difference whether you succeed long term or not. It will make the difference of who you become, who you are. Okay? So, are you going to implement these tools that I just gave you? The 5 steps. If you missed them, you didn't write them down yet, go back to XLR8life.com. Go to the Breakthrough blog and write them down. Do this exercise. Replay this show 100 times if you have to get this in, guys, because it's important. Okay? Why not use appreciation to increase your activity, the chances of you actually doing something, your satisfaction when you get there, and turbocharge that action and that satisfaction level. This is like putting a turbocharger on your whole goal setting or outcome seeking process. This literally turbocharges it, because it is amazing to have gratitude and appreciation and to understand those 5 simple tools. You want me to review them one more time? I'm so glad you asked. Number 1, ask yourself what you're really grateful for. Number 2, what am I learning along the process and what have I learned so far? What am I going to learn? Get excited about learning. Number 3, who are you doing this for outside of yourself? Yes, yourself, but who else? Who do you draw that power from? I want to do this for my kids. I want to do this for my Creator, my God. I want to do this for my spouse. Whatever it is. I want to do this for the world. I don't know who your who is, but dig into that. Number 4, how will I feel when it's done? Please tell me it won't be, is that all there is? I want you to feel juiced, grown, excited, and happy, and resolved. That certain resolve within you that you can do anything. If you just did that, I can do anything. And then the most important part of this is the whole journey is, who do you become as a person? Who do you become through this? How has it changed you for the better? Hopefully it hasn't changed you for the worse. If it has, maybe you got some more work to do. Who have you become as a person? And when you look forward to reaching this outcome, the Z, we're at A, starting out, Z, who have you become by the time you get to Z? Wow, that's pretty impactful, I'd say, wouldn't you? All right, guys, live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. Next time, we're going to talk about something not nearly as much fun. I lied. Celebration. How do you celebrate when you win? Ooh, this sounds fun. I'll join you on the next one. See you on the next roundabout. Live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. And have an amazing day.
Ready to take it to the next level? Tune in to XLR8Life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lou himself. As Coach Lou always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dream.